Hello and welcome to this class today. I'm Lucy Foster Perkins for Surf Girl magazine, and I'll be taking you through a flow today to really open up the body. Before we get moving, take a seat. I just want to go through the importance of the breath in our yoga practice and in life. So when we are breathing, when we're in a stressed state, we breathe high up into the chest, shallowly, and we forget about breathing into the belly. When our body and our system knows that we are safe, we can breathe deeper into the belly. So if at any point in our day we're feeling tight, we're feeling tense, or if you're in the surf and you're feeling like there's a big set coming and you've got a duck dive, or you know you're going to have a wipeout, then it's really important to send the breath down into the belly so that we continue the story to our nervous system that we're safe. So we're going to just look at this breath first, and I want you to really focus on continuing this deep breathing throughout the practice, particularly when things get a little tricky or maybe we're balancing, so that we don't turn our breath back up into our chest, because this will tell the nervous system that we're not in a safe place, and that's not why we're here for our yoga practice. So in a comfortable seat, you can take a cushion underneath you if that helps. Take your hands onto your belly and just feel where you breathe naturally to begin with. So I encourage you to close your eyes, just so you can turn your attention inside. And just notice where you breathe normally, if there's any movement under the hands, and there's no judgment here. You're simply noticing what is. And then begin to take some deeper breaths into the belly. So as you breathe in, the belly expands out. And as you exhale, it draws back towards the spine. Want to keep the shoulders as relaxed as possible. And begin to extend the breath here, so making the breath longer. Now, if this is new to you and you don't feel that much movement in the belly, then just fake it before you make it and really push the belly out every time you inhale. And your muscles will begin to get used to it. So continue this. We want to take deep inhales. And if you like, now you can start to lengthen out the exhale, so the exhale's a little longer than the inhale. So let's say you count for a count of 3, 2, 1 as you inhale. You might want to exhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And just continue this. Keep the eyes closed. Notice that the mind might be busy, but you keep coming back to this deep breathing. We're breathing in and out of the nose. One more deep inhale like this. Exhale a little longer than the inhale. Great. And then open the eyes and take the hands onto the knees. We're going to open up the spine a little more. So we inhale, draw the shoulders back, chest comes forward. You can close the eyes if you like. Exhale, draw the shoulders back and look down towards your belly button. A few more like this, and with the breath now, inhale, lift the shoulders back, chest comes forwards. Exhale, curling the spine. We're clearing the cobwebs from the spine. Inhale, a little further now, arching the spine. Exhale, curling. Nice. This time, come all the way up to a neutral spine. Take the hands behind you, put the weight into the hands, and as you inhale, draw the chest forwards, shoulders back. And as you take your deep breaths, see how much space you can open up in the belly and the chest. So you're opening up the front of the ribs. The belly expands out. Nice big Buddha belly. Great. Inhale, come all the way up. This time take the hands in front of you. Let the head bow down. Doesn't matter how far you go. This time with your breath, you want to open up the back of the ribs. How much space can you create here? Come all the way up. Left hand comes in line with the left hip. I'm mirroring you. Right arm comes up and over. Drop both shoulders away from the ears. We want to find a nice opening down that right hand side of the body. Now as you breathe, see if you can breathe into the right ribs. How much space can you create here? So we're opening up more space to allow more oxygen in, to deepen our breath before we get moving. Inhale all the way up, exhale to the other side, and by all means you can close down the eyes when you know where you're going. Our yoga practice is here to get out of the thinking mind and back into the knowing body. So a great way of doing that is just closing the eyes, taking out the distractions around you. Nice. Inhale all the way up. Take the hands back onto the knees. Keep the eyes closed down so you can just notice how the breath might feel a little different now. And open the eyes, we'll get moving. So bring yourself to all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to open up the hip area. So this is an area that gets super tight and we want to keep really strong and open and free for when we're surfing. So you're in your all fours. With your deep breath, inhale, right leg comes out to the side, keeping the knee bent, and then lifts up to the sky behind you. You can flex the foot and exhale, bring the knee back down underneath you. We'll do 2 more like this. Inhale, right leg comes out to the side, lifting up to the sky, and exhale, bring it back down. Third one, in your own time, see how much space you can carve out with that right leg. Exhale down. Reverse the circle now. So inhale, right leg goes straight back, keep the leg bent, keep the foot flexed, then out to the side. Exhale, draw it back down underneath you. 2 more with your breath. And see if you can keep the rest of the body as still as possible. Still nice and soft, not rigid, but you're keeping the spine as long as possible. You're not letting the belly collapse down. On your last one, inhale, right leg lifts up. And we're going to take a few pulses here. Keep the right leg bent. We're going to pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, lift up as high as it will go. Exhale, bring the right leg in between the hands. Right knee stays bent, left leg lengthens. Inhale here, lift the heart. You can come up onto your fingertips if that helps. And exhale, draw the hips back, straighten the right leg, just enough to get a hamstring stretch. 2 more like this. Remember how important it is to connect the breath. So we inhale here, lift the heart, hips drop down. Exhale, draw back. Into the belly you breathe. Inhale. Through the nose, exhale, draw it back. Inhale, right leg bends, lift the heart. Exhale, bring the right knee back to all fours, tuck the toes, and we'll come back to a downward facing dog just for a few moments to notice the difference between one leg to the other. So feet at hip distance, hands a shoulder width distance, and let the head drop down. Nice. We'll come back to all fours. Let's go for the other side. So left leg, inhale, left leg comes out to the side, then back up to the sky. Keep the knee lifted, cores engaged, exhale down. 2 more with your own breath. Keep the rest of the spine as neutral as possible, not letting the belly collapse down. Reversing this, inhale, left leg lifts back. Keep the leg bent, open to the side. How much space can you carve out? 2 more like this. Last one. Big circles. Inhale, left leg lifts up to the sky behind you. Keep the leg bent and we'll pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it high as it will go. Exhale, left leg in between the hands. Come onto your fingertips if that helped before. Inhale, lift the heart, hips drop down. Exhale, draw it back, straightening the left leg. 2 more. Inhale. Deep, beautiful breath. Exhale. Final 1. Inhale. Left leg bends, lift the heart. Exhale, draw back, flex the left leg. Inhale, left leg bends, and then exhale, step the left leg back, downward facing dog. Make sure you have strong foundations in your fingers, spreading the hands nice and wide. And you can have the knees bent here, you don't have to have them straight. Our downward dog is an opportunity to lengthen out the spine, not to straighten the legs and round the back. Take your breaths here. Breathe into any tightness that you've noticed, and breathe into it with love and compassion, without judgment. And begin to walk the feet towards the hands. You can hang down ragdoll once you come to the top of the mat. And shake the head no. Nod the head yes. And we'll take a few breaths to roll up. So let the chin be the last thing that comes up. You're rolling up vertebra by vertebra. The arms hang underneath you. You can give them a bit of a wiggle to check they're hanging. And slowly, slowly come all the way up to standing. Once you've come to standing, keep the eyes closed. Take a moment to notice here. And open the eyes. Inhale, hands come up to the sky. Keep that nice deep breath. Look up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let the head drop down. Inhale the right leg back. Right knee comes down to the ground. Lift the heart. Exhale, step all the way back to downward facing dog. Remember to spread the fingers nice and wide. Push the hands into the ground and let the heart melt down to the toes. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. So bringing yourself all the way over the hands. Shoulders stay directly over the wrists. Take another inhale here. Exhale, drop the knees down to the ground, chest and chin. So you're bringing your chest all the way down. Inhale, squeeze the elbows in, lift the heart, look forward. And exhale, draw the chin back down to the ground. Plug the top of the feet into the earth. One more like this. Inhale, lift up, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes under, come back to all fours, and then all the way up to downward facing dog. We'll take one inhale here. So we're moving through space. Exhale, bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Inhale, right foot steps in between the hands. Left knee comes down, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forwards at the top of the mat. Let the head bow down. Inhale to come up to standing. Inhale, lift up. Hands overhead, look up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Close the eyes. So we'll do that one more time on the other side, but I really would like to encourage you to connect back with this deep breathing. Open the eyes. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale to fold all the way down. Left leg this time. Inhale, left leg steps back. Left knee down. Lift the heart. Exhale, step all the way back to downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale, bend the knees, look in between the hands. Inhale, left leg comes in between the hands, right knee down, lift the heart. Exhale, fold at the top of the mat. Right leg joins the left. Come up to standing. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Close the eyes. Notice the breath, notice how the body might be feeling different. Great, open the eyes. So we're going to work now more into the balance, and we're going to start strengthening the lower back in this hip area. This is so important for our surfing. So start at the top of the mat, hands come to prayer. Inhale, left knee lifts to the sky. And as you exhale, draw the left leg back. So there's a long line between the top of the head. I'm going to move back a bit. Top of the head and back to that left heel. Keep that line. As the chest begins to drop down, the leg lifts up. And we're not dropping the chest down so that it's lower than the hips. We want to keep that integrity in the spine. And you can think of lifting the chest as if we're in that low cobra that we were just in a minute ago. Keep the breath nice and long here. So checking that you're not turning the breath up into the chest because we're a little wobbly. One more inhale. Exhale, step back to pyramid stance. So what that means is the right leg stays straight forward, left leg is at 45 degrees, and you want to have a little bit of a gap in between the heels so that the heels are not crossing over. From here, option to take the right hand to the lower back, left hand to the sky, and if at any point this feels too much, you take your left hand to the lower back as well. So this is where we really work the core and the lower back, but we want to keep with the breath. Inhale here. And exhale, we're going to begin to lower forwards. It doesn't matter how far you go, and you can keep that right leg a little bit bent if it feels good. All the way down. We inhale halfway up, so the back stays nice and straight. And then we exhale all the way back down. Keep the chin tucked down so that we're not pulling it forwards. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. And exhale, stay here. We're going to do another one, but this time with a breath count. So inhale. We're going to exhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay with me with the breath. Inhale halfway up. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale all the way up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Bring that left knee into the chest and hug it in. Connect back with the breath. Take another inhale. Exhale, left ankle onto the right knee. Hands come to prayer. Let that left leg open up. You can stay here and bend that right knee as much as possible. And if you're feeling you've got it in you today, you can bring your elbows down to the ankle and the knee. Take a few breaths here. Breathe into the wobbliness. Keep the breath down in the belly. Nice. Inhale, bring the left knee all the way up to the chest. Come up to standing. Exhale, left leg comes down to join the right. We'll go straight to the other side. Inhale. Right knee lifts up. Exhale, begin to press that right knee back behind you. Keep a straight leg. Hands come to prayer. As that right leg lifts up, the chest comes down. Take a few breaths here. Breathe into the belly. One more inhale. Exhale, step back to pyramid pose. Just check your stance before we get going. Headlights on the hips are shining towards the front. Left hand comes to the back, right hand comes to the sky, or you can take both hands to the back. Inhale here. You know the counts now. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, all the way down, and 1. Chin tucks in. Inhale halfway up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale all the way up. 2, 3, 4. And we'll do one more. Exhale. 2, 3, and 4. Chin tucks in. 1 halfway up. And lower. If it gets too much, take both hands to the back. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Right ankle on the left knee. Bend that supporting leg. Embrace the wobble. Turn back to your breath. Elbows come to the knee and to the ankle. Fix your gaze on something that's not moving to help support you. Great. Inhale all the way up. Right knee lifts to the sky. And exhale, come back to your Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms drop beside you and close the eyes. Inhale, lift the hands all the way up to the sky, look up. Exhale, fold down, let the head drop down. Inhale, halfway up, find a flat back, look forwards. Exhale, step straight back to downward facing dog. And let the head bow down. Take some deep breaths here. Inhale, come to all fours. We're going to work to pigeon pose to really open up the hips now that we're slowing down. So right knee comes to the right wrist. Bring the foot as far forward as it will go. It doesn't matter how far, really. Left leg begins to walk back to find a stretch in the right hip. Now, if you find that the right hip is way off the ground and it wants a bit of support, just grab a cushion from the sofa or some books to put underneath the right hip. If your knee is in any pain here, just come down to lying on your back, right ankle over the left knee and draw the leg in figure 4. If you're in pigeon pose, take the fingertips off the mat to the side. Inhale, lift the heart, and exhale, rippling down. With your breath now, 2 more. Inhale, lift up, open the heart, and exhale, ripple down. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. This time you can take your hands or your elbows in front of you. Let the head drop down. Find the stretch in the right hip, right glutes. And then take your breath deep into your belly. And every exhale, send it to any part of the body that feels tight. Deep inhale, Buddha belly as you inhale. Exhale, send it to any part of the body that feels tight. Taking this time to let the body open up in its own sweet time. Not forcing anything, wishing for anything, just allowing the body to do its own work. Slowly begin to come back up. We'll roll onto the right hip and bring the left leg forward. So if you're on your back, just roll to one side and join us sitting up. Right leg stays in, left leg extends, and if you feel that you're having to hold on to anything and the back is rounded, then just sit on top of a cushion and it will help to lift the hips up. We'll take the fingertips to the side. Now if you feel this is enough of a stretch in your hamstring, you stay exactly where you are. You can also hold on to the leg. Or you can begin to walk your hands forward, but we want to keep that nice long spine. So we're not rounding down here. It's not about getting the nose down to the knee. You keep the spine, and if you're not sure whether you're rounding the spine, think of lifting the heart forward and you'll feel a bit more of a stretch in that left hamstring. We're just going to pad the hands forward until the body says, no, that's enough. Keep the chin dropped down, so we're not reaching forward with the chin and crunching the back of the neck. Keeping the back of the neck nice and long, and then return back to your breath. You can close the eyes. You can fix your gaze on your big toe. And coming back to stillness. Coming back to your deep breaths. Nice. Now we inhale all the way up. Cross the left leg in, hands come beside you. And if you feel that the hands don't touch, if you've got shorter arms than your torso, then you can grab some cushions or books underneath your hands to give this next bit a go. We'll press the hands into the ground. Keep the body coming forward. See if you can lift your hips off the ground. Great, and come back down. We'll do it again. Bring the body forwards, push into the hands, lift up. See if you can do it with one or both legs off this time. Breathe, lifting the hips up, and come all the way back down. Nice, we'll go to the other side. Start in your all fours, or if in your figure four on the back on the other side, then you can go onto your back. Left knee comes to the left wrist. Begin to walk the foot towards the front. Right foot begins to walk back. Move any cushions you needed to use to support the body, and then take the fingertips off the mat. 3 ripples with your breath. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, ripple down. Your own breath now. Inhale. And once you've finished your third one, stay in the stretch, connecting back with your breath. I keep coming back to the breath, but it's so integral to our practice. If we move unmindfully, or if we move without being connected to the breath, then we miss so much of the magic of our yoga practice. You can connect back to those longer exhales here. Inhaling deep, exhaling a little longer. Telling our whole nervous system that we're safe. And when the nervous system knows that we're safe, it begins to detoxify the body. It digests the food fully. And begin to pad the hands back up, coming out of the stretch. Roll into the left hip, right leg comes forward. If you're lying on your back, then joining us sitting up. Left leg stays bent. Finding the version that works for you to find the stretch on this side. Slowly working your way into it. Flexing the right foot, keeping a nice tall spine. We inhale, slowly begin to come up. Cross the right leg in front of the left, hands come down to the ground, onto your books. Press the hands into the ground, lift the hips. Exhale down. See if you can do it without the feet on the ground. And down, great. Come all the way down to lying on your back. Hug the knees to the chest. Give them a little rock from side to side. Maybe take some circles. And go the other way. Hug the knees in again. Take a long, deep inhale. And as you exhale, come all the way down to Shavasana. Letting the legs go long. Arms rest beside you. And the eyes are closed. Let your body completely rest here. Nothing to do. Just let the sounds around you wash over you. Let the earth support your body. And slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Draw the knees to the chest. And roll onto one side to take a pause. Keep the eyes closed as you come up to sitting. We'll take the hands to prayer in front of the heart. Choose one thing from today's practice you'd like to take with you for the rest of the day. Inhale as you drink that one thing into every part of the body. Exhale to let it settle. Bowing the head down to the heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you're doing.